tunnel hunting. The spiders bite and sting. We don't know anything. In the darkness screams do ring. No space to fight. We're in a groove. No space to fight. We're in a groove. See Daboff on the roof with his magic boots, in his magic boots and ting. Upside down flanking. Upside down flanking. Spider slain, we push ahead through dark tunnels in line. Quinch sees that it opens up, so we see what we can find. Eggs all over, but what do they hide? One has a human woman inside. Adventure continues.
Yes, so you find yourself deep within this these tunnels and caves that you have found, born into the wall of this mountain and temple. You defeated some ice spiders along the way, and you found yourself in a cave with some columns and some pods around the floor. There are numerous icy webs clinging to the walls, and in some places stopping you from proceeding. But you do see, as you get to the middle of this room, or very near the middle of this room, you notice that there is one of these pods, these sacks, that appears to have a woman trapped, if you will, within. What would you like to see? I mean, thus far, I believe Quinch was moving through the wall, moving through this using his fire thing ability, whatever you want to call it.
Taking dem webs down with a gentle flame licking approach.
Mm-hmm.
So we all spotted the woman, or
I can't see her yet because I've only got like 20 foot of vision.
Yeah, I think realistically, just you, because you were heading up the crew. I think other people are taking quite a bit of damage, and you decided to head up the team.
Okay. So, and I can't remember if sorry, apologies. I can't remember if everyone has seen the pods in general.
I would say those that are sort of coming up the rear, so to speak, the first looking on Roll20, it looks like Daboff was second behind. I would imagine Daboff would probably have certainly seen that there are some things on the floor, and if not, I suspect you probably would have pointed them out to him silently, if not verbally.
Okay, nice. And what? So I spot a woman. I will, of course, say that out loud almost momentarily, but what can I see about this woman?
You can see, you can't see too much. You can see she's sort of almost like, so when I say she's not stood up by any means, you can see that she's on the floor. The pod itself is upright. You can sort of see essentially sort of just from about here, just below her shoulders upwards, are sort of like poking out the top of this egg. Or, pod, whatever you want to call it.
Don't say egg. Trigger Stewart.
Maybe this is the egg that he needs. Maybe he's never had an egg with a woman inside it.
Wow, that's it. Yeah, it can be
hell of a Kinder egg.
Is that why they're banned in America?
Yeah, some of them have women in. Women keep falling in.
Trump's America.
But aside from that, you can't. You're too far away. You're about 25 foot away, and there's still some of this like webbing in between you to really make out any finer detail. But that's what you see thus far.
Okay, so I relate to the party members. There's a woman in one of these pods.
What's she wearing? Is she dressed like the barbarians that we saw when we first came into these, whatever it is, this temple?
I can only see her shoulders and the top of her bosom.
I'm not sure I actually said that, but carry on.
What's she wearing on her shoulders and the top of her bosom?
I would need to get a little bit closer to see, I think.
You can. What I'll say is, What I can say is you can see from here, you can see some clothing on her, but you can't make out any detail.
Fair. I suggest that.
Okay. Are you?
Yeah, I think I was.
I'm sorry. So from where I'm at, I'm sort of at the mouth of this sort of opening.
Yes.
The map that we've got has these blue things on the floor. Were those described to us?
Those are they. You haven't really looked at them, but that's what Quinch has seen. These things all over the place.
The pods.
Yes.
Okay, and they're about. Are they all about human size?
They're all different sizes.
Uniform.
Big ones, little
Sort of-
ones, some as big as your head.
In terms of shape and stuff, uniform.
Yeah, similar shapes. Definitely similar shapes, but not similar sizes.
Krill's gonna
This one is the big. This one is easily the biggest in the room.
Krill is going to sort of step into Dabov's sort of space a little bit. And then he's 10 foot away, so he's comfortable enough to probably poke one of them.
Okay. Which one are you poking?
The one 10 foot away.
Oh, okay. You're probably. I mean, bearing in mind remember these squares that you're stood on are 10 feet anyway. So you're currently about 20 foot away. So you'd have to get closer.
I'm going.
I mean, remember, you thought you were 10 foot away, so it doesn't really matter whether you move closer or not.
That's fine.
You're just moving to a point that actually fits the description of what you were trying to do.
Yeah.
Okay. You do.
I poke it with the blunt end of my weapon.
Okay. How because we've fallen into this trap a long time ago. How vigorously are you prodding this item?
I'm
Are you
more
trying to do
just
damage?
trying
Or are you
to
trying
ascertain
to?
if it's firm or squishy.
Okay. So just sort of more of a.
Bare minimum, and then tell me what I feel, and then I'll let you know if I try again, but harder.
Yeah, fine. Okay, so you reach out, you grab onto the what is it you've got? Is it how? No, it's not halberd. It's a glaive, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you hold on to the top of it, and you sort of like you maneuver it almost like you're sort of paddling or something like that.
Yeah,
and
exactly. Yeah.
you push up against it sort of gently enough that you just get a sense of it. You can see this thing sort of just rock sort of away from you. So your thing doesn't indent into it.
Okay.
It's firm enough. Whatever it is, it's firm enough that it's not what you're doing isn't going to damage it.
Okay. Okay. Can I give it? Oh no, I'm being stupid, but I want to carry on. I'm firstly gonna dab off. What do you think these are?
Probably spiders' eggs, seeing as we've just fought a load of ice spiders, would be my guess.
Do you think I should stop playing with them?
Probably. Should probably be a bit careful around them. I mean, in those plays we've all seen, eggs tend to wake up when you disturb them, which is definitely how biology works. So they don't just hatch when they're ready, they hatch when they're disturbed.
Did someone say they want a fireball?
Fire would be the sensible way to deal with them, I
this
think.
woman just in the middle.
Yeah, maybe try and get... Can we get to her without disturbing the other eggs, or are there eggs in the way?
No, you look at it and you think there are a number of these things from where you can see, but the floor isn't covered in it by any means. You would just have to walk very carefully, probably at stealth, so half speed, which I think you're already at already because of the uneven flooring. So you just have to take your footing very, very carefully. But you think you could probably get to her.
Shall I see if
there are still this. So I will say, there's between you and her, there's still this webbing. So you'd have to clear that to be able to get through to her in the first place.
Shall I see if I can get to her and cut her free? See if I can. I can still walk on the walls and stuff, so I can
Take my hand and I can clear the webbing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and so what are you going to try and do? Sort of just extend out and sort of clear as much as you can, but let Daboff lead the way, sort of?
Yeah, I'll ward him, and I'll put my hand out, tearing, flaming through the.
Okay,
weapon.
so you do that. You, as per last time, it doesn't sort of like cut straight through the webbing. It takes a little bit of time to do so, but we're not talking like 10 minutes or anything like that. But it's sort of like it's not an instant impact of it just disappearing. So you just do that, and Dabov makes his way through gingerly, yourself as well. Is anyone else coming up behind them? Was it just these two that are going to sort of make their way up? I mean, between where Quinch is right now on the board, there's about 20 or so foot between you and the woman. So you two can go up there on your own, or the rest can follow up behind.
Krill's a bit battered, so he's not keen to sort of rush into anything.
Okay.
I mean, from a sight point of view, and Greg, if I go further up, am I actually going to be able to see everything around me, or am I just going to end up treading on these accidentally?
You'll be able to. I mean, if I'm assuming you're having this conversation in the room, they would have told you that there's enough space between these, so you still get something like 20 foot of light. Yeah, I mean, in between them, easily there's 5 foot at the very least between each one. So as long as you're taking it carefully, there's absolutely no reason why. There's absolutely no reason why you couldn't avoid them.
Okay, in that case, I think Greg would follow them, just kind of gingerly.
Okay, Dweezil, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I will make my way into the area. I'll kind of stay close to Greg.
Okay, so if you want to just move your various tokens to where you think they would be, I won't make you roll for any sort of dexterity or anything like that. If you just put your tokens where you think your characters would have ended up.
Is this token here the woman we're trying to get to?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I'd move to there then.
Okay.
You're probably like here somewhere then, I guess.
Excellent. Okay.
Have we addressed the fact that we can see like another tunnel opening?
No. So as you step in, you haven't really looked around the room per se at the moment. But yeah, Krill, maybe as you're standing back, you're maybe having a little bit more. Whereas maybe Dabov and Quinch are concerned with pushing on to find this woman, you're just having a look around and investigating. So you see, as you're looking around the room, yes, you can see that there's this second tunnel that leads southwards. So where you've entered from the southeast, and you can see one essentially on the southwest that sort of would take you back, not back on yourself, but certainly back south.
Okay. I will just say that I've relayed that.
Okie dokie. Right, okay. As Daboff and Quinch get close to this woman, roll me a perception, please. Or investigation, whichever's easiest, whichever's best for you. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, 11.
11, okay.
15.
15. Yeah, as you're looking at her, you look her up and down. She looks very... she looks very similar to the barbarians that you met in the hallway on the way into the temple. You can't see any of this dragon scale stuff that they were wearing, but there's definitely a similar style to her, and you suspect, probably putting 2 and 2 together, that this is the woman that they came to rescue, find, whatever. Medicine check, both of you, please, as well.
Ooh. Yeah, not me. 6.
5.
5. You don't know whether she's alive or dead.
Oof.
You can't tell from what you can see right now. You see her trapped within this thing. It's essentially sort of like all sucked around her.
Do you think you should go and have a look, Greg Amel?
Yeah, I mean, I do have the trait.
I think you're pretty good at medicine.
I've got the trait of healer. I took that feat early on, didn't I?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine
so
I'd call
case,
Greg in.
I will walk over then and try not to tread on any of these eggs to go over to her. And would you like me to roll a medicine check on her?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, okay. Weirdly, I've still only got a +2 in medicine, but, whatever.
Anticipation.
Yeah, it's just refusing to roll, so I just roll it manually. It's going to be a 17.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, you can You can see that she's alive, but barely. Like, you just see enough sort of like movement in the chest, like breathing, to realise that she's definitely alive. You don't know whether she's just unconscious, whether she's in some sort of stasis. You've got no idea of anything beyond that, but you can tell, at the very least, you can tell that she's still alive.
Can I just try popping like a cure wounds on her or something?
Yeah, of course you can, yeah.
Yeah, so if I do that, I don't know if you want me to roll to see how much that actually heals, or if it's just me using the spell slot to say, like, I've done that and it doesn't have any
No,
impact.
give me a roll.
All right.
And a wild magic roll, of course.
Oh, obviously, yeah. So 1d8 plus.
Oh God!
5.
Imagine if he heals her and kills her in one turn.
Well, I think wild magic is never really a good thing in a cave of spiders.
Isn't it?
So she's going to get 13 health back, and on the wild magic roll, we're looking at a 17.
Yeah, so we're fine. What are we up to?
Two
I
Krill
think we're
special
up to
17s.
4?
Yeah, yeah. I clock that.
Can I leave my dice at yours, mate?
I won some money on the lotto. I won 17 this weekend as well. No big deal.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So you let the magic flow, and you see a little bit of colour return to her cheeks, and you sort of just start seeing some REM, not the band obviously, but you just start seeing some eye movement under the eyelids, and you can obviously tell that whatever you've done has certainly improved her health. She's still unconscious though.
Okay.
I think it's best that we perhaps press on and take this lady with us out of this cave.
Yes, it would be inhumane to leave her.
Perhaps one of
think
you
I should-
big lads could chuck her over your shoulder.
Do you think it's worth me trying to cut her out of there? Out of the egg thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yes. Cut her out of the webbing to start with.
She's in a egg, isn't she?
Yeah, she's in in one of these pods. So you want to try and
I envisioned it
Cut her
as
out?
like a cocoon of webs kind of thing, but
no. This is like, it's just like literally like something sort of sucked up around her. It's like a as you're looking at it, it looks like this sort of slimy cocoon type state, like material, like what's essentially like an egg, right? It's not an egg. It's not quite an egg, but it looks very similar to it.
Okay. Can I, with the medicinal help of Greg, so he acts as like the medical expert, and I sort of use my dagger to try and be like the surgeon. Like between us, can we try and figure out where to cut, and then I'll do it.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine, Dabov. What I would suggest then, with Greg helping, I will give you a sleight of hand advantage.
Glad you did, because one of them was a natural 1. 17.
17, yeah. You take your time. I imagine you're in no rush, and you take your time to sort of start carving away at this substance, and it's quite tough. Like it's not, you're not like hot knife through butter by any means. It feels quite leathery as you're doing this, but it's still, you're still able to make some good progress. And obviously, as you're cutting away and able to pull some of it away, it becomes a little bit easier because you can start seeing, the rest of her body and see a bit easier as to where to avoid. As you do all that, eventually this thing just sort of slips away, and there's this horrible sort of putrid smell that's emitted as you're cutting away at it. As she is released, you can see a few things now a bit easier. You can now see this dragon scale stuff all over her. So you were already fairly convinced that this was part of the original party, but you absolutely guarantee you now know for a fact that this woman comes from the same people. You can see there's a few bits of her skin which are exposed, like the lower parts of her arms and her legs, for example. You can see that is scarred somewhat. From what you don't know, but it looks very much like it was being eaten. She also has next to her, as you're cutting away, the final thing that happens though is a large a very large pearl-like object rolls out onto the floor. It is approximately about whatever that is, about 10 inches across. It's not perfectly spherical by any means. It is multifaceted. It doesn't seem to be perfectly even, but it has probably about 18 faces.
Big man's hand, doesn't it? Goes in big giant fella's hand. That's what it needed. Back
I think we should definitely hold on to that.
She, however, is still unconscious.
Did we catch her name? Like, when we were obviously in the main room with all of the...
You did. Her name... Yeah, I think someone mentioned her name. It was Nori. Noori.
Cool. Maybe try and give her a bit of a shake to wake her up and call her name. Like a gentle shake. I don't want to scare the life out of her.
What are we going to do when she's awake? She might be a bit easier to ferry about when she's... I don't know.
Well, she might be able to walk herself if she's...
I think we should probably take her back to the entrance to the cave, to the entrance to the temple, and see if that woman's still kicking around.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably best not to do it in a room full of eggs.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to be taking her back to a room of mates we killed.
I know, but at least the woman that was there was a... she didn't like...
Shaman.
Yeah, shaman, she liked to be called, and knows this person. Like, when we've said we're not murdering people anymore, or we're trying not to, as much as we did.
Do we know the name of the shaman?
Yeah, she was called Urka.
Yeah. So at least if she wakes up, we could be like, we're taking you back to Urka, so she can sort of be like, all right, yeah, they do know somebody I know. Blah,
what was Nori's geezer called? Did we kill Nori's boyfriend?
We killed everyone apart from Urka.
Yeah, Urka told you afterwards. His name was Wormblood.
That was it. But she was definitely going out with the barbarian and not the weird little dragon that they had.
You're fairly confident, yeah. I mean, you can't guarantee in this day and age. Love finds love where it finds it.
Does Nori look tough? Like if she woke up, does she look like we'd have to?
No. She's not muscular, as in like she's not a huge woman by any means. But she's definitely got a wiry strength look about her.
Does she have any weapons we could confiscate?
You can see 2 hand axes.
I think for everyone's safety, we should probably take those.
I mean, she's mostly dead, having been in an egg and healed only slightly by Greg.
You were fully dead, and you're here, so
Fair.
The question is, do we go back the way we came, though, or do we press forwards and see if we can find another way back into the main chamber?
Can we see anything down? Oh no, it's quite. I'm stuck there. It seems to curve around a bit.
Yeah, I'd say without advancing down into it, you go to sort of the mouth of that tunnel, and you look down and you can see it travels for about 15, 20 foot, and then it bends round to the right, so you can't see anything without going further down there.
Luke, did you re-up Vin after he got squashed by the boulder?
No, it takes an hour, doesn't it?
Yeah, you haven't.
Did he get squashed by the boulder?
No,
can't remember.
He got killed by the frost.
We didn't do it on mic. We didn't do it on mic, but he did. He would have perished because he would have, even if he succeeded, he would have taken half
It was
damage.
in
And he's only got
the
one hit
statue
point.
room, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the frost rather than the...
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I've not.
Okay, I was going to suggest sending him down there.
Next best thing, send Quinch down.
Yeah.
He's just a spell slot.
Queen. Yeah. I mean...
We can give ourselves an amount of feet that we're prepared to go.
Yeah.
Kind of poke a few toes in.
Given that easy is 10, we'd probably be looking at what, like 100 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can quickly dash down there because my dash isn't affected by rough terrain, so I could do it quicker and stealthier.
And you've got dark vision, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we tie a rope? Already died once, so
should we tie a rope to him in case?
We've only got 50 foot. We've only got 50 foot of rope, haven't we? So by the time you tie it, it's only going to give us 48 feet or whatever. 47 feet.
It's a good discount, that.
Let me just check. Let me just check the range on my message.
You can shout down there.
I have a you know, the message thing.
Yeah.
I have 120 feet on that, and
do you
I
not
don't have to see
You
them.
don't have to see them.
Yeah,
Or you don't have to see them.
target, doesn't it? Or
You can cast this
would-
spell through solid objects if you're familiar with the target and know it is beyond the barrier. So I can
nice.
cast it through solid
it-
things as long as I know where you are.
oh, okay, so
roughly.
you're talking back to us, not just shouting down the corridor. Because I was like, we can all sort of do that.
All right, then. Someone just volunteered to go. Jesus.
No, I meant shout into the corridor, not back out of it. But
Shout into the void and see what is it.
Yeah, so it can be
Krill.
blocked by 1 foot of stone, but it can go round corners and through openings. So as long as there's not like a cave in, I should be all right.
Krill, roll me a perception, seeing as you seem to be at the mouth of the tunnel at the moment.
okay,
14.
14.
You can sense two things. One, even at this sort of mouth of this tunnel, you can feel that this tunnel appears to be colder than the one you came through originally, and just ever so slightly, you think that you can hear the noise of wind
Okay.
or air moving at least.
I
not wind,
relay that to the team, and use that to suggest that we probably should group up, or at least split up, just like 2 or 3. 2 people stay with the girl, and the rest of us have a nosy. Agree a distance that if we don't find anything worthwhile, we back up, and then take the girl back to.
I'll go down the corridor with Daboff.
Yeah, I'll go down. Might be worth Greg staying because he's our medicine guy. I don't know what health he's on.
Yeah, I'm relatively healthy, so I'm happy to
also-
stay back. Plus, I can't really see anything, so
Once again, it's good that everyone appreciates that Greg brings some additional healing to the party. But when for 6 levels, Dweezil was the only healing that you had, and he was perfectly adequate. No one died. Well, mostly no one died.
Well, the other thing is I can only see 20 feet, where you can
No
see
one died
further on.
permanently.
So
Yeah.
It
Plus,
makes sense for me
I
to
just
stay
want Dweezil
put.
with me. It's a compliment. I want Dweezil to come with me.
So
don't
wait,
want him to stay.
I think then, because Quinch has got the goggles, ain't you?
Yeah, big time.
Okay. Are you more keen to stay or go? Do you
Should I stay or should I go? Happy with either.
want to rock paper scissors for it?
Do you want me to go? I mean, I've got higher hit points, right?
Potentially, I got pretty bad. But then then I'm semi squishy, and then I'm staying with the squishy mage. So
squishy mage with fireball.
Yeah, you go on then.
yeah,
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I'll go.
Right, so Krill, Dabble, and Dweezil decide to head on down the tunnel, while Gregomel and Quinch decide to stay in the cave. Are you doing anything while you're staying in the cave? Are you trying to heal this woman? Are you just leaving her to rest?
I think we'll just leave
Yeah.
her
Doing
to
it-
rest. I
you-
don't have the spell slots to keep
Yeah.
level enough. So
Agreed.
Are you doing anything with the?
I think we
Are
would.
you doing
move
with anything with the object that you found?
Oh, God, would have thought. Sorry, I should
It's-
suggest.
No one pick it up already.
Oh, it's a big
Yeah,
fucking gem. Quinch is
you-
Hope
aroused.
it went in the bag of holding, to be honest.
He tries to put it on his. He tries to put it on his storm duster, and it's just, his hand just flops.
Let's see what this one does.
Do you want me to pop that in the bag of holding?
Yeah.
If you could, yes.
So just give me a quick description of it, Nathan. It's the ball from the statue, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about 10 or so inches wide, large. It's larger than a bowling ball, right? It's bigger than a bowling ball.
Is it
Is it bigger than a bread bin?
Is it bigger than a bread bin? Yeah. Depends on the size of the bread bin, of course. It has 18 sides. It is
Are they
pearlescent,
numbered?
but sort of
Are the sides
moving,
numbered?
sort of almost. Yeah, there's no numbers on the sides. Almost like there's like movement within, like very milky, sort of like cloudy, sort of movement within. It's
Fucking cum bubble. Fucking, we were all thinking it. Like,
I've I've written the statue's big D18 ball.
Yeah, fine. Okay.
I think we should move the body away from these weird egg things as well, like more into like the hallway kind of that we came from.
The one you came from. Okay. You and Quinch do that. That's absolutely fine. Obviously, taking care not to tread on any of these other pods that are still sitting around the floor. Krill, Daboff, and Dweezil, you set off down this tunnel. Who's leading the way?
Daboff.
Yeah.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, go on. I'll stay in the middle because I'm squishy.
Cool.
Okay. I'll let you just gingerly continue walking down. You tell me when you get to that. So that's about, what have you done? That's 20, 30, 40, 60 foot you've done so far. Keep going.
How much
If you
further
want
do you
to.
want to go, lads? Are we noticing a dramatic change in temperature still?
Yeah, as you continue down this tunnel, you start feeling it getting colder and colder as you keep going down, and that noise of wind and air moving gets louder and louder as you continue.
What about
down.
light? Any light?
As you get probably close to about 100 foot down the tunnel, Dabov just notices that there is essentially a T-junction coming up, whereby you can carry on following the tunnel round to your right, and that appears to be where you can hear the noise of wind. And it is very. Once you get to that T-junction, it is incredibly cold. You can feel that. You can feel the outside air essentially bustling in, and it's. You're probably. Right? Are you still wearing your clothes that you were traveling in? All of your furs and things like that.
I think we probably
would. Unless it's too hot in here to wear them.
Did you say?
No, it certainly isn't too hot in here. It's just whether or not you would have taken them off for comfort and things like that, having worn them for 10 or so days.
We haven't rested or anything, have we?
No.
Did you say increase noise to the right?
Okay, so you're still there, and you can feel that those furs essentially kicking back into action and sort of taking the edge off of any chill. But you get that familiar feeling of the outside world off to your right. To the left of you, you see another tunnel heading more southerly, but you can't see anything really. You can see it goes on for another 40 foot, 50 foot, and that's about as far as you can see.
Do we get the feeling that we are travelling, that we are moving just horizontally? Is this tunnel going up a gradient? Is it going down?
It's all over the place, really. It doesn't because it's naturally forming. It's and the ground is uneven. You sort of go up a little bit, you come down a little bit. There's no sort of, you're certainly perfectly not. It's definitely not perfectly level by any means. You don't know whether you're higher or lower than when you first started down these tunnels.
Oh, the fuck. Yeah, I think it's more for the logic boys to make a decision.
I'm guessing if the wind's getting noisy to the right, I imagine we'll find where this opens up pretty soon. So we could quickly nip down there, see what it is. I'm assuming it goes back outside. It was just an alternative way in.
I think there has to be a limit on the quick nipping though, because if we get to like another junction, we probably have to call it at some point.
Yeah.
Or left, if my bearings are right, seems to head back towards the main chamber area, at least in that direction. Not saying it links up, but that could go on for a long time.
Poking my head down there, it just seems to be... poking my head into both, it seems to be the same.
Yeah, the tunnels are very uneven in terms of they're not straight tunnels. So both ways you look down, you can see 50, maybe 50 foot in both directions. But because of the way the tunnels are set up, you can't tell if they sort of carry on straight or if they turn.
From the sound of the wind that I can hear from the right tunnel, can I ascertain how close that might be? Is there any sound that kind of gives it away?
No, you probably couldn't. But it's close. I'll give you that much. You can't put a distance on it, but for a fact that where you are, you're probably very close to the outside.
Right, and then give it 100 feet and then call it.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Move yourself up the right passage then. Okay. Just
Oh, okay.
slowly.
The colour of the ground is changing.
So keep going. Get a bit further,
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, we found something.
So you get eventually to this tunnel, which is about another 40 foot from where you were stood. And all of a sudden, like you almost so intent with seeing what the outside world looks like again, you sort of almost miss the fact that the tunnel ends in a sheer cliff face. And so had you been travelling at any significant speed here, you would have almost certainly fallen to your death. But fortunately enough, you took this gingerly. And so you actually see, and you now can see, actually, when you get to the mouth at the mouth of this tunnel, you sort of look, and you can actually see that this is essentially, almost it's not too far away from where you first entered the temple, but it's on the north side of the mountain. You can see across, you can see the other side of the causeway that you crossed over. This is, as Krill, I think Sam said a minute ago, this is essentially an alternative entrance. You can see that just to the floor, whilst it's a sheer cliff face, you can see that there's definitely some notches and there's a little bit of lip that you think that realistically, if you wanted to get out this way and sort of get back to the causeway, get back to the entrance, and you were sufficiently good at rock climbing, you could make your way along. Obviously, it's very dangerous to do so, but you think someone who was very experienced in doing something like this could probably make their way back to the entrance this way if they wanted to.
Another delicious episode in the can. Thanks for listening. You can find us on social media. Maybe you could share your favourite moments with us. If you have any friends or family that you think would enjoy the antics of the circus, we'd appreciate it if you told them about our podcast. What is this voice? I don't know, but isn't it just so?
If you have any spare change, you can support us financially on Ko-fi. It is of paramount importance that you do so.
Open square bracket. Hi lads, here's the script for the outro I'm planning to record. I don't know how to end it, so let me know if you can think of anything witty to finish it at. Oh.